स्थान्वितं तं सजीवं सादयितं सावधूतं पर्यंसयितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सैगरुता श्रीविशाखान्विताश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु हे जगन्नो जगत्पते गोपीशमुद्रिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुवाभराय तुभ्यं।
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you very much. So today, as you know, this is the disappearance of Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami and also great stalwart Acharya, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. But we will continue our Srimad Bhagavatam. I already spoke about both these personalities in the morning to some extent. Very, very special contribution from both of them. One came to fulfill the innermost desire of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in this age? And the internal reason is that he wants to relish the love of Srimati Radharani. Shri Radha Pranay Mahima. So he cannot relish the love of Srimati Radharani without being assisted by Radharani. So Radharani comes in the form of Gadadhar Pandit to assist Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to relish that love. What is that love? Shri Krishna Viraha Vadhur. The intense love which is experienced in separation. Shri Radha, Shri Krishna Viraha Vidur Bhav. And the other is personality, Srila Sachidanand Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He comes to fulfill the external reasons of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that went. What are the external reasons of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that went? Is to establish the Sankirtan movement. More importantly, to offer Braj Prem and also to fulfill Advaita Acharya Prabhu's call. So both of them, if you see uniquely, Srimati Radharani coming as Gadadhar Pandit to fulfill the innermost desires of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that went. And Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur appearing to fulfill the Yuga Dharma for which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had wanted. So both playing major role, major contribution to fulfill Lord Chaitanya's appearance and his prophecy. We will continue our discussion from the 4th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is entitled The Process of Creation. And here we see how Srila Shubhadev Goswami, before he speaks on this very technical subject of creation, he is having invocations, Mangalacharan. Gaurangi, piche baito, niche baito, sit. Yes. Don't come too close. You are watching Dayāśīl on laptop?
Mobile.
You people are so lazy, you don't have a laptop in your house. 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 You don't have a laptop in your
sound is very less. I have to add some speaker in that.
What sound is less? Why can't you take a small speaker? If I hardly hear with, I always use a laptop. This is our scheduled hearing practice of sadhana. How many of you are hearing on mobile and how many are on laptop? Those who are on mobile, please raise your hand. How many have joined through mobile? Please raise your hands. Manoram, you are using laptop?
Yes, Prabhu.
And Ravinder and Priyanka?
Yes, Prabhuji, through laptop.
And Pradeep,
Through
you?
laptop.
Purushottam, you?
Yes, for laptop.
Then why you are setting this wrong example? When did I ask you to use mobile? Mobile is in emergency cases. When you are traveling, when you are outside, when you don't have access to laptop. Always trying to put the wrong seat. Are you hearing me? Dayāśīl, I am speaking to you.
I will just use laptop.
From when have you started this deviation and practice? Mobile is the biggest curse of this generation. It's the biggest curse. And still you want to be so attached to mobile. At least for your sadhana, don't use a mobile. Sonika is traveling, okay. I can, understand. She is not sitting in her apartment. Okay, so we were on the 28th verse, which talks about how the Supreme Lord is the protector, how he is the Pati, he is the protector and he is also the maintainer of everyone and everything. I hope you have all memorized this verse. Yes? रविंद्र प्रभु, ये श्लोक को तो मेमोराइज करने में कुछ है ही नहीं. बोलिए.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्ण.
श्रियापतिर्यज्ञपति प्रजापति धियापति लोकपति धरापति पतिर्गतिश्च अंधक वृष्णि सात्पतम प्रसीदन्ति में भगवान सताम पति.
एक बार और बोलो. Without any fear. Relish the verse.
श्रियापति यज्ञपति प्रजापति धियापति लोकपति धरापति पतिर्गति स अंधक वृष्णि सात्पतम प्रसीदन्ति में भगवान सताम पति.
प्रसीदताम में भगवान.
प्रसीदताम में भगवान.
The purpose is only one, to please the Supreme Lord. Prasiditam me Bhagwan. All these verses are talking about. Okay. Anyone else who would like to recite? माननीय माता जी, बोलिए वर्ष. हाँ, तो फिर आप आती क्यों क्लास में जब आपको कुछ करना नहीं है?
करना है प्रभु.
नहीं करना है आपको, वो मैं देख रहा हूँ, इतने सालों से देख रहा हूँ, कोई चेंज नहीं है. खाली कैलेंडर की डेट में चेंज है, मंथ में चेंज है, ईयर में चेंज है. हार्ट में चेंज करने के डिजायर में चेंज नहीं है. और संसार ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा, इसका चक्र ऐसे ही चलेगा. उसी चक्र के साथ चलते रहिए. बोलिए प्रदीप प्रभु. मैं घर कह सकता हूँ, करना ना करना वो चॉइस सबका इंडिविजुअल है.
प्रियपति लोकपति श्रियपति यज्ञपति प्रजापति धियापति लोकपति
धरापतिः पतिर्गतिं च अंधक वृष्णि सत्वकम् प्रसीदतं मे भगवान सतं पति.
Okay, good. Yes, Purushottam. But you need practice, Pradeep. The flow is not there. And what about your presentation? You are thinking that I have forgot. No, you need to give presentation, huh? You asked me how many days of grace? Is that
I
not
will
okay?
give, Prabhuji.
On Monday you should have given, but you conveniently avoided. Then Tuesday also you avoided. Today also you are avoiding. Last when you were scheduled to give, please reply. When was your scheduled date to present? 8 to 10 days have passed or not?
Didn't.
Speak, I'm asking you, why? Pradeep,
Prabhuji, 19th I was to give.
19th. Today is what? 25th. Can you give tomorrow? Otherwise, forget it. Then
Yes,
your
sir.
turn is over. If you don't want to give, I cannot force you.
Prabhuji, tomorrow I will give.
Okay. So you please put in the invitation, presentation by yourself. Okay, yes, Purushottam Prabhu, बोलिए.
Hare Krishna.
आराम आराम से बोलो. Stress on the quality of the Lord.
श्रियापतिर यज्ञपति प्रजापतिर धियापतिर लोकपतिर धरापतिर पतिर पतिर च पतिर
पतिर गतिश्चा
पतिर्गतिश्चान्धका
वृष्णि
वृष्णि
सात्वताम्.
सन्तताम्
Yeah.
प्रसीदतां मे सतां प्रसीदतां मे भगवान
भगवान.
सतां मे.
Okay, very good. Very good. Yes, Dayāśīl Prabhu. Don't look at the book now.
I could not practice Prabhuji. Sorry.
You have no interest, I am telling you. You are completely, dispersed in so many other activities. I don't see focus. Yes, Runika, you recite.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Shriyam Pati Yagyapati Prajapati Dhiyam Pati Lokapati Dharapati Pati Gatis Chandrika Vrishni Satvatam
Prasīdatam.
Prashidatam me Bhagavan Satam Pati.
Very good. Very good. This is how our heart should gladly sing the glories of the Lord. As Shukdev Goswami is singing. Srimad Bhagavatam is Rasamalaya. Okay, we will take the verse, what the verse is speaking. So may Lord Sri Krishna, who is the worshipable Lord of all devotees, the protector and glory of all the kings, like Andhaka and Vrishni of the Yadu dynasty. So Prabhupada is quoting from the last two lines. Prasiditam me Bhagavan Satam Pati. So he is the worshipable Lord of all devotees. Satam is pure devotees. And Krishna is the Pati. He is the protector. He is the maintainer. And then Patir Gatis Chandaka Vrishni Satvatam. So these are the dynasties where Krishna appeared to glorify them. This is Andhaka, Vrishni and the Yadu dynasty. And then it comes to Shriyampati, husband of the goddess of fortune. Yagyapati, director of all sacrifices. And then he is Prajapati, he is the leader of all the living entities. Dhyampati, controller of the intelligence, is a Lokapati of all the planets, spiritual and material. And the supreme incarnation on the earth, the supreme all in all, be merciful upon me. So these are so intense prayers. You see, before Srila Shukdev Goswami is speaking any subject matter, how much prayerfully he is approaching the Lord and seeking his blessings, his benedictions. Since Shukdev Goswami is one of the prominent Gata Vyalikas. What is Gata Vyalikas? Those who are freed from all misconceptions. He therefore expresses his own realized perception of Lord Shri Krishna as being the sum total of all perfection. The personality of Godhead, everyone is seeking the favor of the goddess of fortune. But people do not know that Lord Shri Krishna is the beloved husband of the goddess of fortune. Where it is mentioned that Shri Krishna is the beloved husband of goddess of fortune. Beloved husband of goddess of fortune is Lord Vishnu. So how Krishna is the beloved husband of goddess of fortune? Bolo. We have studied this. Yes, Ramya, bolo, bolo. Sahi hai. What you are thinking is correct. Bolo.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrama Sevyamana.
Okay, that is from Brahma Samhita, but even more basic. Yes,
और
Sonika.
जो प्रभु जी
Wait, your turn is over now. Your hand is up, Sonika. Boliye.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, in this verse also it is talking about Krishna and it is mentioned Shriyapati. So it is husband of a goddess.
No. I am asking one evidence which we have studied all. Yes, Dayāśīl Prabhu. Very basic.
Madhava,
Yes, Krishna is addressed as Madhava. Madhava means he is the husband of the goddess of fortune. We have all studied in the first chapter. Isn't it? What were the signs of victory for the Pandavas? Even Riyanshi can tell it. Where is Riyanshi? She is hearing? Or she is somewhere else busy? One of the signs of the victories for the Pandavas is that Krishna is there as Madhava, who is the husband of the goddess of fortune. So where Madhav is there Lakshmi is there, goddess of fortune. So victory is assured. But people do not know that Lord Shri Krishna is the beloved husband of the goddess of fortune. In the Brahma Samhita it is said, the Lord in his transcendental abode, Golok Vrindavan, is accustomed to herding the Surabhi cow and is served there by hundreds and thousands of goddess of fortune. This is what Ramya said. Lakshmi Sahasra Seva Sarve Mano. All these goddesses of fortune are manifestations of his transcendental pleasure potency, Ladini Shakti, in his internal energy. Today I took that verse on the prayer of Shri Gadadhar Pandit, which says that Gadadhar Pandit is the Ladini Shakti and addressed as Lakshmi. So how Ladini Shakti can be the representation of Lakshmi? Ladini Shakti is the representation of Srimati Radharani. So how is it that Kaviraj Goswami is saying that she is Lakshmi and no one is equal to her? Because she takes the role of Lakshmi Devi, not as Radharani. Because Radharani's role has been taken by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. He has come to taste the mellows and the mood of Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani as Gadadhar Pandit is assisting him. So she cannot take that role and position. If she takes the role and position of Radharani, then where is this scope for Mahaprabhu to play the role of Radharani? You're getting this is a very subtle aspect. So here it has been said that one should not run after Lakshmi. This is what the material world, everyone is seeking the favor of Lakshmi Devi. That is why everyone does Deepavali, Lakshmi Puja. No one does Ram Puja. I spoke about it. Have you ever seen in the house of so-called pious Hindus, on Deepavali day, they are welcoming Lord Ram. They are bringing the deities of Lord Ram, Sita, Lakshman and Hanuman and placing in their altars in their homes? No, they don't do that. What they do? They invite Lakshmi Devi. Please come. So that we can enjoy. Our life can become more comfortable, more pleasurable. The Prabhupada is hammering this point. But people do not know that Lord Sri Krishna is the beloved husband of the goddess of fortune. Okay. All these goddesses of fortune are manifestations of his transcendental pleasure potential Ladni Shakti in his internal energy. And when Lord manifested himself on this earth, he partially displayed the activities of his pleasure potency in his Ras Leela, just to attract the conditioned souls, who are all after the phantasmagoria, pleasure potency in degraded sex enjoyment. The pure devotees of Lord like Shukdev Goswami, who was completely detached from the abominable sex life of a material world, discuss this act of the Lord pleasure potency, certainly not in relation to sex, but to relish the transcendental taste, inconceivable to the mundaners who are after sex life. Sex life in the mundane world is the root cause of being conditioned by the shackles of illusion. And certainly Shukdev Goswami was never interested in sex life of the mundane world. Nor does the manifestation of the Lord's pleasure potency have any connection with such degraded things. Lord Chaitanya was a strict sannyasi, so much so that he did not allow any woman to come near him, not even to bow down and offer respects. So how could Radharani come near him? And she had to do this service. So he had to manifest in the form of Gadadhar. All the Priyasis, all the Sakhis and Gopis, they had to appear in Gaur Lila in the male form. He never even heard the prayers of the Devadasis offered in the temple of Jagannath, because the sannyasi is forbidden to hear songs sung by the fair sex. Yet even in the rigid position of a sannyasi, he recommended the mode of worship preferred by the gopis of Vrindavan as the topmost loving service possible to be rendered to the Lord. What is that beautiful verse? He recommended the mode of worship preferred by the gopis of Vrindavan as the topmost loving service possible to be rendered by the Lord. What is the beautiful verse? Every time in Vraj Yatra we speak this verse. You should know this verse, all of you. Otherwise, what is the point in coming to Vraj if you don't know this verse? So there is no mood or meditation on this verse. And by the way, let me tell you, this time it is very difficult. No rooms are available in Vraj Yatra. Everything is sold, everything is packed out. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj Yatra is coming from 19th of October to 27th. Yesterday I made so many calls in so many places. Everything is sold out. Neither in Govardhan, nor in Vrindavan, nor in Barsana, nor in Radhakund. Nothing is available. So you people have to really intensely pray. And Krishna will test you whether you really want to come to Praja or not. So far we were having every time, we were having such pleasurable trip without any difficulty. I called the place in Govardhan. He told me, प्रभु जी 1.5 महीने पहले ही बुक कर लिया है और पूरा बुक कर लिया है, सारा कुछ बुक कर लिया है, कुछ नहीं छोड़ा है. Almost 10,000. Purushottam is there with me. Did you find any place in Govardhan, Purushottam?
Not yet, Prabhu.
Did you try or not? Not started yet.
Actually, आज try नहीं कर पाया.
करो करो try भी करो, try करो. बोलो verse बोलो. What is the verse? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is recommending the worship of the gopis. Very famous verse. It is called the Chaitanya Manjusha. How you don't know this verse? Yes, Ramya?
प्रभु जी बस एक लाइन पता है, रम्या काजी उपासना ब्रज वधू
आराध्यो भगवान, ये सब वर्ष याद कर लो, नहीं तो व्रज यात्रा में जाएगा नहीं। जिसको वर्ष नहीं आता, प्लीज डोंट गो कम टू व्रज यात्रा। You drop yourself out, then you don't deserve. Then what is the point in going there? If this understanding is not there, if this conviction is not there, if this faith is not there, if the trust is not there, what are you coming for? Sightseeing. आराध्यो भगवान व्रजेश तनया तद्धामं वृंदावनम रम्या काचित् उपासना व्रजवधु वर्गेण वा कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतम प्रमाण अमलम। प्रेमा पुमार्थो महा श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु मतमिदं तत्र नादरादर। रम्या काचित् उपासना व्रजवतु, that is the highest form of worship. Why the worship of the gopis is considered to be the highest form? Why not of others? Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is recommending that their worship is the highest worship? Yes, Dayāśīl bro.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. They
Yeah.
left everything for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord Prabhuji. Like
Yes.
Lord declares in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharmani Parityaji Mam Ekam
Yes,
Sharanam Vraja.
very good. Precise
So-
answer. Perfect answer and perfect reason. They left everyone and everything. They did not care for anyone and anything in this world to please and serve Krishna. That is the highest epitome of service and surrender, which is shown by the gopis. And Srimati Radharani is the principal head of all such goddesses of fortune, and therefore she is the pleasure counterpart of the Lord and is not different from Krishna. Prabhupada writes that she is the counterpart. She is the feminine counterpart. Another purport Prabhupada says that she is the feminine counterpart. And here Prabhupada says that she is the pleasure counterpart and is not different from Krishna. Radha Krishna Eka Atma Dui Dehadhari. There is no difference. The difference is only in the Deha. Deha Bhedam Gatautam. In the Vedic rituals, there are recommendations for performing different types of sacrifice in order to achieve the greatest benefit in life. The benedictions that result from performing great sacrifices are, after all, favors given by the goddess of fortune. And the Lord, being the husband or lover of the goddess of fortune, is factually the Lord of all sacrifices also. What is the verse? That he is factually the Lord of all sacrifices. What is the evidence? What is the pramana? ये वर्ष तो सबको आता है, इसमें क्या सोचना है? बोलो माने नहीं माता जी।
याद नहीं है प्रभु जी भगवद गीता में।
कुछ नहीं याद है तो फिर यहाँ आती क्यों हो? शक्ल दिखाने के लिए, जब कुछ पढ़ना लिखना नहीं है तो, सुनना नहीं है तो। देखो आपको पता है, हाँ, अगर आप प्रैक्टिस नहीं करोगे तो मैं कभी भी उसको सहमति नहीं दूंगा। ना प्रैक्टिस हो रही है, ना साधना हो रही है, ना श्रवण हो रहा है, ना अध्ययन हो रहा है, तो हो क्या रहा है? बोलो मनोराम, what verse is this? The Lord is the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Where is the very basic verse? Otherwise, we will always replace Lord and we will try to become what? Enjoyer of all and everything. नहीं आ रही है भगवत गीता आपको? बोलो रविंद्र प्रभु, मैं शक्ल देख के बता दूंगा किसको पता है किसको नहीं पता है। एक्सप्रेशन बोलता है। इसलिए जो वीडियो ऑफ करता है वो बेटर है कि वो बंद कर दे, वीडियो भी बंद कर दे और should not join. Why did you switch off your video, Madan Sarup Prabhu? Unmute and speak, please.
इसको यदि कोई भी टेक्स्ट देखता हूँ ना इस पे तो वीडियो ऑफ हो जाता है।
क्या होता है? कोई भी टेक्स्ट?
हाँ, मतलब कोई दूसरा स्क्रीन से जैसे मैं दूसरा टेक्स्ट में स्विच करता हूँ वीडियो ऑफ ऑटोमेटिक हो जाता है।
नहीं तो उसके लिए आप अपनी बुक रखिए ना। You should keep your book with you.
बुक तो भागवतम तो है, भगवत गीता है, जैसे कोई और रेफर करते हैं ना देन आई
हाँ,
स्विच
यही
और
तो, इसके अलावा हम कुछ नहीं करते। भगवत गीता भागवतम। ओके, व्हाट इज द टेक्स्ट? व्हाट इज द एविडेंस that Krishna is the enjoyer of all sacrifices? बोलो। I have already asked you, मनोराम, हाथ क्यों उठा रहे हो? बोलो।
Prabhuji, that is, I think, Bhuktaram Yagya Tapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwara.
This is very basic. This is very basic verse. But the problem is, it is very difficult, even for those who are aspiring and practicing, to accept Krishna as the enjoyer. Why? Because we have the mindset of we are the doer. Because we are the doer, then obviously we are the enjoyers also. How Krishna comes in play? Till the time this abhiman is there, karta ham ati manyate, till the time the tendency to enjoy is there. So Krishna is the enjoyer of all sacrifices. He is the final enjoyer of all kind of yajna. Therefore, Yagyapati is another name of Lord Vishnu. It is also said Yagya by Vishnu. It is recommended in the Bhagavad Gita that everything be done for the Yagyapati, Yagyarthat Karmana, because otherwise one's act will be the cause of conditioning by the laws of material nature. Yagyarthat Karmano, Loko ayam karma bandhana. Those who are not freed from all misconceptions, Vyalikam, perform sacrifices to please minor demigods. But the devotees of the Lord know very well that the Lord Shri Krishna is the supreme enjoyer of all performances of sacrifice. Therefore, they perform the Sankirtan Yagna. And what is Sankirtan Yagna? Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, which is especially recommended in this age of Kali. In Kali Yuga, performance of other types of sacrifice is not feasible due to insufficient arrangement and inexpert priesthood. We have information from the Bhagavad Gita 3, 10 and 11 that Lord Brahma, after giving rebirth to the conditioned soul, see Prabhupada's accuracy. Lord Brahma, after giving rebirth, can Lord Brahma give birth? No. Birth is only given. Krishna is the Aham Bija Pradapita. Krishna is the seed giving father. The living entities, where do they come from? They come from Mahavishnu. And when the day of Brahma is over, where do the living entities rest? Where in the unmanifest form they, where they remain? We have studied this all in 8th chapter. Just concluded the 8th chapter. Yes, Ramya and Dayāśīl Prabhu.
Prabhuji, abdomen of Mahavishnu.
I'm saying at the end of the day of Brahma. Don't get confused. At the end of the day of Brahma, it is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Where does Brahma come from? Where is Brahmaji coming from?
Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
Yes. And when the lifespan of Brahma is over, then when the creation is unmanifest, then they all go back to Mahavishnu. It is all there in Prabhupada's purport in the 8th chapter. You have to study. So Lord Brahma, after giving rebirth to the conditioned soul within the universe, instructed them to perform sacrifice and to lead a prosperous life. With such sacrificial performance, the conditioned soul will never be in difficulty in keeping body and soul together. This is Parasparam, the formula of Parasparam. Ultimately, they can purify their existence. They will find natural promotion into spiritual existence, the real identity of the living being. Under no circumstances should a conditioned soul ever give up the practice of sacrifice, charity, and austerity. Yajna, Dana, Tapaha. The aim of all such sacrifice is to please the Yajnapati, the personality of Godhead. Therefore, the Lord is also Prajapati. According to Katha Upanishad, the one Lord is the leader and maintainer of the innumerable living entities. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidudhati Kama. The Lord is therefore called the Supreme Bhutabhrit, or maintainer of all living beings. Anyone remembers where this word Bhutabhrit comes? And here the prayer is of Shukdev Goswami. And in the 10th chapter, Arjuna is offering his prayers, and there he is saying, is Bhutabhrit. Bhuta is all the living entities, and Bhrita means who is the husband, who is the maintainer. So Krishna is the maintainer of all living entities. That is why we said Lokapati. He is Lokapati, he is Prajapati, and he is also Dharapati. He is maintaining everyone in all conditions of life. The aim of all such activities is to place the Yajnapati, the personality of Godhead, the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is also called Prajapati. Okay. According to Katha Upanishad, the one Lord is the maintainer of the innumerable living entities. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidudhati Kama. How this verse begins? What is this full verse? So many purports of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada has quoted this verse. I know that Dayāśīl you know, but what about others? What is this verse? Eko Bahunam Yo Vidudhati Kama. This is what Prabhupada is paraphrasing this verse here. That one Lord is the leader and maintainer of the innumerable living entities. The Lord is therefore called Bhutabhrit, or maintainer of all living beings. You should know all these verses. Philosophy should be clear now. So many years of study, hearing, every day you are hearing. What is this verse? Bolo Pradeep. This verse is at least quoted 10 times in Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada. If you have studied Bhagavad Gita, then how you are not able to remember or connect with this verse? आप ही बताओ दयाशील, ये तो ट्राई भी नहीं करना चाहते. They don't want to even scratch their head.
प्रभु जी, नित्य नित्यानाम चेतन चेतनानाम एक जो बहुनाम विदधाति कामा.
Yes. Tam Atmasam Anupashyati Dhira. And where is that one who is maintaining every word? He is within the heart. And one who is able to see him, so he can perceive peace. Living beings are proportionately endowed with intelligence in terms of their previous activities. This is another revelation Prabhupada is saying. Living beings are proportionately endowed with intelligence in terms of their previous activities. Dhyampati. Prabhupada is explaining Dhyampati. All living beings are not equally endowed with the same quality of intelligence. Because behind such development of intelligence is the control of the Lord. As declared in the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, as Paramatma, the super soul, the Lord is living in everyone's heart. And from him only does one's power of remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness follows. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. One person can sharply remember past activities by the grace of the Lord. while others cannot. So what is the criteria? The criteria is one's past life, one past karma. According to what he has done in his previous life, accordingly he will get the smriti and the intelligence in this life. Hearing Purushottam. So very fortunate is Amoha. She has such memory. She is able to remember at this age so many verses, so many shlokas. Why? Why Krishna has given that intelligence, that memory? Because of her past activities. So in this life, if you train her, then most probably she does not have to come back into the material body. You get my point? In case if she has to come back, what will be her next life? She will be able to recite everything. Like we have Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. He can recite all the verses, just like as he is reading from the books, without opening the books. So how is it coming? Here is the clue. It is based on one's previous life's activity. The last previous life we have spoiled. We have not done what we should be doing. And this life, we want to even worsen it more by saying that I am busy. In what? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Then what to say? Then what to do? Then suffer and increase your suffering. One person can sharply remember past activities by the grace of the Lord, while others cannot. One person is highly intelligent by the grace of the Lord, and the other is a fool by the same control. Therefore, the Lord is Dhyampati, or the Lord of the intelligence. The conditioned soul strive to become lords of the material world. Everyone is trying to lord it over the material nature by applying his highest degree of intelligence. This misuse of intelligence by the conditioned soul is called madness. One's full intelligence should be applied to get free from the material clutches. But the conditioned soul, due to madness only, engages his full energy and intelligence in sense gratification. And to achieve this end of life, he willfully commits all sorts of misdeeds. The result is that instead of attaining an unconditioned life of full freedom, the mad conditioned soul is entangled again and again in different types of bondages in material bodies. See how Prabhupada is diagnosing. Is giving us the reasons. What are repeated failures? Everything we see in the material manifestation is but the creation of the Lord. Therefore, he is the real proprietor of everything in the universe. The conditioned soul can enjoy a fragment of this material creation under the control of the Lord, but not self-sufficiently. That is the instructions of Ishopanishad. What is the instruction of Ishopanishad? That the conditioned soul can enjoy the fragment of this material creation under the control of the Lord, but not self-sufficiently. Okay, I'll read the next and it will become even more easier. One should be satisfied with things awarded by the lords of the universe. It is out of madness only that one tries to encroach upon another share of material possession. Now tell me, what is this Ishopanishad verse? Very, very powerful and very, very popular. Most popular verse of Ishopanishad. Bolo. What is the verse of Ishopanishad? किसी को नहीं याद है? अरे ये वर्ष तो बहुत पॉपुलर है. ईशावास्यम इदम सर्वम यत् किंचित जगतयाम जगत तेन तक्तेन भुंजिता माग्निदा कस्य नहीं याद है ये? That one should be satisfied with what is one's own quota. And one should not try to encroach upon others. नहीं सुना आप लोगों ने? ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता. ईशावास्यम इदम सर्वम यत्किंचित जगतयाम जगत, ये वर्ष आप लोगों ने नहीं सुना? तो संभव ही नहीं है. बोलो हाँ ना, क्या हुआ? सुनाई दे रहा है नहीं दे रहा है?
Srila Prabhupada quotes in many of the his
Yeah,
lectures.
many. This is basic. If the world will accept by this principle, then there will not be any conflict. Where is the conflict? Because everyone is trying to control others and trying to grab the possessions of others. Why? In a spirit to enjoy it. The Lord of Universe, out of his causeless mercy upon the conditioned soul, descends in his own energy, Atma Maya, to establish the eternal relations of the conditioned souls with him. He instructs all to surrender unto him instead of falsely claiming to be enjoyers for a certain limit under his control. When he so descends, he proves how much greater is his ability to enjoy, and he exhibits his power of enjoyment by marrying 16,000 wives at once. The conditioned soul is very proud of becoming the husband of even one wife. But the Lord laughs at this. The intelligent one can know who is the real husband. Actually, the Lord is the husband of all the women in this creation. But a conditioned soul under the control of the Lord feels proud to be the husband of one or two wives. All these qualifications are the different types of pati mentioned in this verse are meant for Lord Shri Krishna. And Shukdev Goswami has therefore specially mentioned the pati and gati of the Yadu dynasty. What is the gati? Gati is the destination. And what is the pati? Who is the protector and maintainer. The members of the Yadu dynasty know that Lord Shri Krishna is everything. And all of them intended to return to Lord Krishna after he had finished his transcendental pastimes on the earth. The Yadu dynasty was annihilated by the will of the Lord because its member had to return home with the Lord. The annihilation of the Yadu dynasty was a material show created by the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, the Lord and the members of the Yadu dynasty are all eternal associates. The Lord is therefore the guide of all devotees. Prasidita me Bhagwan Satam Patu. The Lord is therefore the guide of all devotees, and such Sukdev Goswami offered his due respects with love-laden feelings. I'll take at least one more verse. Yad angri abhidhayana samadhi dautya jnanu pashyanti tattvam atmana vadanti chetat kaviyo yatharucha Same Mukando Bhagavan Prasidita. See, every line is ending with Bhagavan Prasidita. It is the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, who gives liberation. What is the verse? The word is Same Mukundo. Mukundo means one who gives the liberation. By thinking at his lotus feet at every second, Hya anupashyati hi tattvam atmana. Following in the footsteps of the authorities, the devotee in trance can see the absolute truth. The learned mental speculators, however, think of him according to their whims. May the Lord be pleased with me. The mystic yogis, after a strenuous effort to control the senses, may be situated in the trance of yoga just to have a vision of the super soul within everyone. But the pure devotee, simply by remembering the Lord, lotus feet at every second, at once becomes established in real trance. Because by such realization, his mind and intelligence are completely cleansed of the diseases of material enjoyment. The pure devotee thinks of himself fallen into the ocean of birth and death, and incessantly prays to the Lord to lift him up. What is the pramana for this statement? The pure devotee thinks himself fallen into the ocean of birth and death and incessantly prays to the Lord to lift him up. He only aspires to become a speck of transcendental dust at the lotus feet of the Lord. Bolo? What verse is this? Exactly the same translation Prabhupada is quoting here. Pradeep? You need some intelligence to connect. Every day practically reciting the verse. Yes, Purushottam?
Prabhu, is it Tadadapi Sunichana Tarurapi Shaismi?
No, this is not Purana Krishna. पढ़ो क्या लिखा है जो भी हमने पढ़ा.
The pure devotee thinks himself fallen into the ocean of birth and death, and incessantly prays to the Lord to lift him up. He only aspires to become.
What is Tanadapi Sunichena? Then? But you are thinking on the right lines. बोलो दयाशील. और तो कोई सोचिंग है. मैं सोच रहा हूँ, देख रहा हूँ कि कनेक्शन इतना क्लियर है लेकिन पकड़ ही नहीं रहे हो, क्योंकि माइंड कहीं और एब्जॉर्ब है, हार्ट कहीं और एब्जॉर्ब है, इसलिए कनेक्शन नहीं हो रहा है.
Prabhuji, this is from Lord Chaitanya's Sixthashtakam. So, Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram
यह आई
Patitam.
नंद तनुज किंकरम पतितां वा विषमे भवाम बुधो कृपया तव पाद पंकजा स्थित धूलि सदिशं विचिन्त्य. इतना एविडेंट है, क्लियर. डेली बोलते हैं, नहीं बोलते क्या? लगता है भूल गए, बोलना बंद कर दिया. क्यों? क्योंकि अब हम पतित भी नहीं है और हमें वी डोंट वांट टू बी रेस्क्यूड आल्सो. वी आर ऑलरेडी रेस्क्यूड. दैट स्टेज इज ओवर. क्यों भाई पुरुषोत्तम, तुम गलत क्यों पकड़े? हाँ, इतना साफ उसका ट्रांसलेशन लिखा है ना. लगा लगा देखो, यही चेंज करना है हमें. जो क्रिकेट देखता है वो 1 मिनट में स्कोर पकड़ लेता है. हाँ, हम बाजार में जाते हैं, कोई चीज का भाव सुनते हैं, पकड़ लेते हैं, हमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं होता है. मोबाइल में हल्का सा ऐड का साउंड आता है, पकड़ लेते हैं कौन सा है, पकड़ लेते हैं, नहीं पकड़ लेते हैं. कितनी सारी चीजें हैं, जरा सा हिंट मिलता है, जरा सा क्लू मिलता है, फटाक से पकड़ लेते हैं. शास्त्र क्यों नहीं पकड़ रहे हैं? मुझे याद है जब हम बचपन में थे, तो जब कभी फादर लेट हो जाते थे आने में, तो उनकी गाड़ी के हॉर्न से मुझे दूर से पता चलता कि गाड़ी आ गई फादर. है ना? हर एक के पास कुछ सेंस होती है, वो पकड़ लेते हैं. जिनके लिए वेट कर रहे हैं या जिनके लिए हम हमारा हार्ट कनेक्ट है, उनका आने जाने का सब चीज का इंडिकेशन मिल जाता है, वो कनेक्ट हो जाता है. यहाँ इतना क्लियर ट्रांसलेशन प्रभुपाद जी लिख रहे हैं, वो कैसे नहीं कनेक्ट हो रहा है? तो सोच लो एब्जॉर्प्शन किधर है. समझ में आ रहा है क्यों कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है? क्योंकि कनेक्शन कहीं और स्ट्रॉन्गर है. The pure devotee, by the grace of the Lord, absolutely loses all attraction for material enjoyment. And to keep free from contamination, he always thinks of the lotus feet of the Lord. King Kulashekara, a great devotee of the Lord, prayed. Ramya, you recite, sing this verse. You were there or not? Bolo.
कृष्णा त्वदीय पद पंकजा पंजरान्तम् अद्वैय मे विसतु मानस राजहंसम्. प्राणाप्रयाण समये कफवात पित्त कंठावरोधन विधौ स्मरणं कुटस्ते.
Beautiful. Jai Ho. My request to you is every day, at least once, if possible 3 times, just offer this verse. Stand in front of Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra and offer this verse in this very melodious mood and meditation. Definitely he will uplift you. No doubt about it. Most simple way of getting uplifted from this mire of material existence. Others can also follow if they desire so. Otherwise, good luck to you. You can keep finding whatever you think is more meritorious here. My Lord Krishna, I pray that the swan of my mind may immediately sink down to the stem of the lotus feet of your Lordship and be locked in their network. Otherwise, at the time of final breath, when my throat is choked up with cough, how will it be possible to think of you? Mukund Mala Stotra 33. There is an intimate relationship between the swan and the lotus stem. So the comparison is very appropriate. Without becoming a swan or Paramhansa, one cannot enter into the network stem of the lotus feet of the Lord. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, the mental speculators, even by the dint of learned scholarship, cannot even dream of the absolute truth by speculating over it for eternity. The Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to such mental speculators. And because they cannot enter into the network stem of the lotus feet of the Lord. It's a very beautiful explanation. They cannot enter into the network stems of the lotus feet of the Lord. So is our case. Our heart is also the same. It cannot enter into the network stems of the lotus feet of the Lord. All mental speculators differ in their conclusions. And at the end, they make a useless compromise by saying, as many conclusions, as many ways. According to one's own inclination, Ratha Ruchim, Yathamati Yatha Ruchim. But the Lord is not like a shopkeeper. Sri Prabhupada's analogy. But the Lord is not like a shopkeeper trying to please all sort of customers in the mental speculator exchange. The mental speculator exchange. Prabhupada had made it really grand. He did not say a shopkeeper, but in the exchange. The Lord is what he is, the absolute personality of Godhead. And he demands absolute surrender unto him only. The pure devotee, however, by following the ways of the previous acharyas or authorities, can see the Supreme Lord through the transparent medium of a bona fide spiritual master, Anupashyanti. The pure devotee never tries to see the Lord by mental speculation, but he sees him by following in the footsteps of the acharyas. Mahajana yena gatha sapantha. Madhya-lila 17:186. Therefore, there is no difference of conclusion amongst the Vaishnava acharyas regarding the Lord and the devotees. Lord Chaitanya asserts that the living entity Jiva is eternally the servitor of the Lord, and that he is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord. This tattva of Lord Chaitanya is shared by the 4 sampradayas in the Vaishnava school, all accepting eternal servitude to the Lord even after salvation. And there is no authorized Vaishnava acharyas who may think of the Lord and himself as one. The humbleness of a pure devotee who is 100% engaged in the service puts the devotee of the Lord in a trance by which he realizes everything. Because to a sincere devotee of the Lord reveals himself as stated in Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Quick, 10:10, recite. Who knows the verse? Recite. हाथ मत उठाने की जरूरत नहीं, बोलो. बोलो.
ते सहस्रतमुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन माम् उपयन्ति ते.
Yes, very good. Beautiful. You see, very important aspect Srila Prabhupada is saying, as he mentioned here, that even after salvation, even after liberation, the servitude or service, it cannot be terminated or separated. Prabhupada is saying here, the Tattva of Lord Chaitanya is shared by all the four Sampradayas and the Vaishnava school, all accepting eternal servitude to the Lord even after salvation. So what we have to cultivate is this attitude. What is the attitude? Of servitude. Then with it will come automatically liberation, salvation, and everything else. The Lord being the Lord of intelligence in everyone. See Prabhupada's spillover. Even in this verse, Prabhupada is talking about the previous verse. What is this? Lord of the intelligence in everyone, Dhyampati. Even in the non-devotee, favors his devotee with proper intelligence, so that automatically the pure devotee is enlightened with the factual truth about the Lord and his different energies. Very important, to the extent we serve sincerely. This is what it is talking. Because of a sincere devotee, the Lord reveals. So, spiritual knowledge and understanding is not a matter of one's endeavor or effort or practice. It is to the extent he has pleased the Lord. And then the Lord, when being pleased, will reveal. The Lord is revealed not by one's speculative power or by one's verbal jugglery over the absolute truth. Rather, he reveals himself to a devotee when he is fully satisfied by the devotee. Prasididam me Prabhu. When he is pleased. When he reveals himself to a devotee when he is fully satisfied by the devotee's service attitude. Clear, precise. Shukdev Goswami is not a mental speculator or compromiser following the theory of as many conclusions, as many ways. Yatomat tatopat. Yatomat tatopat. Rather, he prays to the Lord only in waking his transcendental pleasure. That is the way of knowing the Lord. Only few verses are left here. 4 verses. I won't continue today. It is already late. So, Pradeep Prabhu, you will give presentation tomorrow?
Yes, Prabhu.
Tomorrow is Thursday? Friday we have Rath Yatra. So there won't be class. Friday I'll participate in our local Rath Yatra. And Saturday then there will be spiritual scientist class. And Sunday again is Rath Yatra in our temple complex. So this week is Jagannath Conscious Week. Hare Krishna. Anyone want to say something? Did anyone meditate on Sri Gadadhar Pandit or Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur? So please speak. How many of you fasted till 12? Those who are initiated and they don't fast, they are committing an offense. Clear. Then they should not take initiation and not come in the parampara when they don't want to observe the appearance day and disappearance day of the parampara acharya. It is like being in the family and they don't observe Shraddha. Have you seen in a Hindu family not observing Shraddha of the elders? 1 month before, mothers and fathers, they keep, telling, Shraddha aane wala hai, Shraddha aane wala hai, Shraddha aane wala hai, Pandit ko bulao, ye karo, wo karo, lana karo. Okay, we must all please. All of you should be very, very particular in not missing out any appearance and disappearance day. You have seen, I have shown you many times that purport of Srila Prabhupada, where Krishna Prabhupada is saying that those who are actually interested in having admittance in the spiritual world in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they must observe this appearance and disappearance day, this fastings, fastings on Ekadashi and all the rules and regulations given by the Acharyas. Bolo, anyone wants to glorify? Genuinely, whatever one has really meditated. I have many meditations on Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Future it will come out. I could see what a unique role Sri Gadadhar Pandit has. It is even more difficult than Srimati Radharani. He cannot express his feeling even, because that feeling is to be expressed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he cannot take neither he can take the role, nor he can take the mood, nor he can take that attitude. Everything he has offered for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's service. What a character. What a role. अरे बोलो भाई, जिसको बोलना है बोलो. कुछ नहीं बोलना, कुछ नहीं है, क्योंकि लाइफ से कुछ नहीं इंस्पिरेशन मिला, कुछ ग्लोरी नहीं है. तो कहाँ पेरेंट्स डे मना रहे हैं, कहाँ डिसअपियरेंस डे मना रहे हैं? वेयर इज द रिमेम्बरेंस, वेयर इज द ग्रेटिट्यूड, वेयर इज द होमेज? Okay, I'll end. None of you want to respond. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, Pradeep, tomorrow you have your show. And it has to be proper. I will not take half measures. It has to be presented properly like Dayāśīl presented last time. Okay? You have to study every purport and you have to find the relevant portion of the purport and present. Hare Krishna.